Are we back online?
Yep, we are back. Okay, so we need to invite Karen. Wispy Ethan Westerbeek. Westerbeek. Do you see that?
What? Starter pack. I didn't see in the last game.
I didn't see it.
Really?
Oh, Talia. Talia, yeah. Hey, Nika Side, how are you? Nika Side, I think one of the things that you are making a mistake of is you are, instead of just playing chess to start with, because you're not going to get better by not playing, is you should play. Especially when you feel like you're not getting it right, you should play. When you don't play, you deny yourself the experience, the opportunity to test yourself and see where you're falling short.
I got to 1860. Very good.
Oh, well done. I don't think I know. It's just that I'm too humble to say I know. Any.
So when he says he got to 1860 rapid, doesn't mean it. The score went down, or
The score went, it means he did well.
Oh.
And for him, this is amazing. This is like a. Oh, no, I'm just joking. He's actually very good. He started playing chess only recently.
let's see the ones you took because I don't want less than subpar photos of me out there. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
You better zip it. Well, I've seen a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm not going to play until," and that just doesn't work like that. You need to play to become stronger, and you need to, especially when it's not going well. That's when you have an opportunity to actually get over something, whatever it is. You're about to change the way you think, and you need to push through those moments. Every player I've seen who's been afraid of confronting that part of their chess struggles to break through. So that's something you need to put some attention on. Oh, the queen is gone. This was a discovered check. And this is gonna hit real badly. You see?
Okay.
The starter pack is realizing, I think, that it's made a mistake.
The king obviously has to move away.
Yeah, it's a check, no? King has to take the bishop somewhere. Or the knight. And then the queen falls. It all falls down. Okay, so takes at the same time he's offering this exchange. Ooh, this is okay. This. What about this move? Oh, this is a mistake. He should have used this rook. Then he's winning.
Who are we talking about here? Black?
So if black had used the other rook, there's a back rank mate.
Oh, okay.
But now, white will first take here.
Before he goes down.
Because there's a pin you can't ignore,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have time to play h6, creating an escape square for the king.
Okay.
But it's like, it's funny how, you know what I was saying about tragic comedies?
No.
Okay, so like in chess, it happens that people make mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake, like
Oh, like when they're under pressure.
yeah, and the result almost flips from
The
one side to
game,
the
yeah.
yeah.
From a possible win to a disaster.
Yeah. The wizard would never have made such a mistake. Greywood. Greywood also learned to play chess during. I would say he played more during the pandemic when we were like cooped up. Any of my games I commented. It doesn't matter which one.
Which one?
What I did see is that early on, when you first start playing chess, you'll be putting a lot of effort into trying to perfect your game.
Mm-hmm.
And the more you seem like you're putting effort, the more ridiculous the mistakes you'll be making. Yeah.
And it's frustrating because you think I was trying to set up a good game.
Yeah. What I used to
get caught up in the setup.
In the process.
Yeah, in the process.
Yeah. And then you go to an event and you see like a 5-year-old playing much better than you are. You go, no. Okay, so here white is clearly winning. He should maybe try to take this pawn and then exchange here. He's taking his time. Mysterio.
How many rounds are left?
They are on round number 3. Are you sure?
I think so. Because the last time it was on round number 2.
I think one of your fortes has always been counting. I can see their ratings. Is that international?
Is that intentional? I don't think we did stuff.
No. It wasn't intentional. No, not at all. We don't really care.
The ratings, but we can see the ratings.
Yeah, we can, but it's on their screen. They can see their thing.
Oh.
So white is 1959. Black. White is 1959. Black is 2004.
Check which rounds they are.
They are playing round 3.
How does that make you feel?
I didn't see this.
Is a coach who's not following through?
Well, I didn't see that. I'm just objective.
No. Oh my god. She is so misplaced. Seriously, are the players supervised?
Yes, all the players are supervised. We've got managers for each team. To avoid geniuses. we
There's this nice extension that is a lot more piece set. I think you would like some of them.
I think you gave it to me. It was the one which is like a chess.com extension. I don't know if I still have it. But I think, yeah, it gives you all the chess.com pieces, I think. Yeah, I think you gave it to me. I'm not sure if it's still here, but I liked it a lot. The function I actually like from chess.com, which is not only chess, is the electricity on the pieces. That I like. Scariest name, you didn't say why you were not playing today. Do you know why I'm better at chess? Yes. Tell us why you are better at chess.
Yeah, lichess enhancement. Very pronounced that. Lichess.
I think what they say make it so lichess.
Lichess. Like,
Scariest means because I'm Batman. Have you ever seen those videos?
no.
Where Batman is like every time whenever he meets the other members of the DC universe, he tells them like why he did something, and they said why, and he says
Because
I'm Batman. And he says it with that voice from the trilogy, the Dark Knight trilogy, because I'm Batman.
DC is not my favorite.
It was naturally my favorite. I grew up with it, so I didn't even know
You didn't have a
Marvel
choice.
existed. Yeah.
It was like one station. Some of us can stream now.
Do you want me to check if it's too safe? Okay. That's anti-summer? Is that yours? Which one is yours?
Yeah, the one on top.
The one on top is anti-summer.
This one.
Yeah. Can you take it? Because I'm Batman. I can't wait to see. I haven't seen Black Adam.
It's not out yet.
Isn't it out?
It's not out.
Oh, okay.
As far as
The way they're advertising it, I think it's out.
You
right?
know?
Yeah.
What's your favorite DC
Character.
so far? No, not character. Like the movie, the one you think, oh, that's.
They did very well. I think the Superman, the Henry Cavill Superman was impressive.
Man of Steel.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that was good.
that was very impressive.
Is that one?
And also, I think it must be Snyder, right?
No, I'm not too sure. I really don't follow.
Because it was the story
Well
was
directed
well
and
developed.
well
Yeah, yeah. Actually, you know what? This one that. Can I ask you to take some pics? Look what we've got. Yeah, good. Spider-Man again. Spider-Man again.
It's mine, the Spider-Man can't.
At all.
Let me show you. Spidey.
Is it an effect? Special effects. I can't, because this is what we're using for. But let me. Okay, we're just going to see if we can get some images from the people that are playing.
Okay.
Okay.
You can view our
Right.
plans.
Yeah, I think so. What I was going to say was that Zack Snyder's reshoot of what was it? That one was very impressive.
Oh, I didn't watch that one. The 3 hour long one.
Yeah.
No, I didn't watch it.
No, that's impressive. That's the way the stories. If you see this first one, especially, then you see the second one out of this. I don't know why you
Why do
did.
they have to do a reboot though?
Queen Texture. It was terrible.
Oh, the first one
It was
terrible.
terrible. Check. King moves. Then check. King moves. And then you come back here and check. You'd have won an important pawn on this side, which makes this a passed pawn. Mhm.
Karen just went to this
Oh.
meeting.
Hey Karen, can you hear me?
I hear you, Ruben.
Oh, fantastic! Welcome. We've been waiting for your celebrityness the whole day.
You're making me even more nervous when you say that.
There's nothing really to be worried about. I mean,
What is
is your
one-
camera working?
It's supposed to.
I'm only seeing darkness here. Hello.
What is one win in the Curro Cup, coach?
Oh, so we've got a viewer asking if what does one win in the Curro Cup? I'm sure he's just saying besides the millions in dollars. No. So the Curro Cup is a prestigious cup amongst Curro schools. Curro Primary, Curro High is a nice trophy which comes along with it, and some nice badges which the kids obviously earn along the way. And in this particular year's one, they've really gone all out. And hopefully, if Mesha makes a way here, we'll be able to share some of the stuff that that you get to win.
I think they moved the light move animations and Chester on.
I used it, I think, a couple of weeks ago, and it was working. I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah, they're over there. Okay. Okay, so Karen, I want you to go to your settings, just where your camera is, and look at which camera is selected.
To win a year of free school.
That's pushing it a little bit. But yeah, I think these kids take a lot of pride with whatever they win for their school, I think. Much
Prestige.
more.
Dignity.
Prestige, yeah. Also, what I see with most with all Curros pretty much is they have a sense of they have a sense of like this is my school and this is who we are, and this is like there's a lot of things which go into that, which you would normally take for granted.
Yeah, I think they have their own, from what I've noticed, they have their own, own personal goals in the competition that they put themselves.
Yeah.
So besides the medals and all that, they're trying to break a record on a personal level. That have done it for a day off.
Okay, so Karen, what type of device are you using?
A laptop.
A normal Windows laptop or an Apple?
Yeah. No, normal Windows laptop.
Okay. Windows. Okay. You've got this. Okay, so if you go to okay. Okay, close that thing which says settings. On your extreme left, you should have like a camera, like
Yes.
just the sign of a camera.
Yeah.
If there's an arrow up there, which sort of
Mm-hmm.
um, do you have options of different cameras on your computer?
It just says integrated webcam or same as system.
Go to same. Which one is chosen right now?
The same as system.
Try integrated and see if that picks.
I did. It doesn't work.
Okay. Do you have any other program running that probably uses a camera?
No. Nothing.
That is weird.
Maybe I must just rejoin and see.
Yeah, let's rejoin and see.
Okay.
Perfect. So, Karen is the administrator from Pumalanga I was talking about. They did a very nice tournament there, which I attended. On one of the mornings, we had to do a tour in the Kruger, like a very early morning. The
Okay,
big,
that's not bad.
the big 5 tour.
Which allow access to camera. Oh yeah, there's also an option.
Okay, we will have to ask when she comes in now.
So you did a tour of National Kruger Park.
Yeah.
Kruger National Park.
Kruger National Park in the morning.
When was that?
You have to do it. You can only do it at
In
that
the
time.
morning.
That's how you and you're able to see.
I just confirmed they changed the lightning effect and now it looks really bad.
Was that an improvement or a bit? Let's see. It looked like almost we were about to see it, right?
Yeah.
Hello, Karen?
You?
It's a pity we can see. I'm not so sure why.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Oh, someone, one of our viewers said you need to
Allow access.
allow access to camera. I don't know where that happens.
Should have to look for it in settings. In the
Okay.
actual device settings, I think.
But you use this for Zoom normally, right?
Yes, I do. And there's never a problem with the camera, so I'm not sure
What if she goes in video settings?
why.
Okay. Anyway, Karen, welcome.
Thank you.
We are going to speak regardless of the camera. I know you're a shy person, maybe well, just denying us access.
Maybe I'm hiding it on purpose.
But welcome. We really appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
And the reason why I actually wanted to speak to you was there's a few things. I mean, you're a parent first and foremost, and your Zuan went to Curro. What's the name of the Curro branch you have there?
In Nelspruit, Curro
Curro
Nelspruit.
Nelspruit, yeah. Probably the whole day I've been calling it Curro and Pumalanga, but okay.
That's good. Yeah. Mm.
And okay, so Curro spread, and not only are you a parent, but you're also yourself an organizer and at the same time an arbiter for
That's correct, yes.
for chess. Yeah. So I guess
Yeah.
the first question I would have is, you've probably experienced what chess has been like for Zua, and I'm sure there's something that you would like to share with regards to that, because now he's about to go to university, if he's not already there. And what has been your experience as a parent?
You know, Ruben, it's been, I think, something like 12 years now that we have been involved with schools chess. And as a parent in the beginning, you think, you know, that was what happened to me, was when he started school, you think, oh, he's just going to play chess for all the mathematical and all those things that help the kids when they play chess. That's what you think. And but he started learning to play when he was 4 years old. So and he was very lucky that the primary school where he went to, they had chess as a subject. So one afternoon he said to me, no, chess is boring, he doesn't want to go anymore. And I thought, oh, it's fine. And the next moment the teacher called me and said, please, he's the best player we have, he can't stop playing chess. It's the first time I heard that he's actually doing something in the chess class. And that following weekend we had to go for a chess tournament. And you know, that was the rudest awakening ever for any parent, is when you come to a chess tournament and you realize this is not like a mini cricket or a mini soccer day. You don't go there for an hour and go home. It's a whole day thing. So, you know, that was our first shocker, and of course, he would win a medal that day. And that was the end of it for us not going to chess, and it's the start for going to many more chess tournaments. And I must say, when you get to these tournaments and you sit, it's a long day, and just me, who I am, I start to get involved, and I started helping the organizers, and before I knew it, you know, I was selected into the committee, the Islandzeni committee, and started helping there. And at that stage in our region, we didn't even have a qualified arbiter. So I organized a tournament. I got arbiters from Gauteng to come and do the course for us. And I wrote the exam, but I must tell you, that was horrific. I never thought that I would pass that, because I'm not, I mean, I know how to move the pieces, but I'm not a chess player. I would never say that. So learning all these rules, and I mean, there's a lot of them. And very technical. But somehow I managed to pass that. And you know, it just grew from there. And my love and my passion, you know, I love chess as a sport and what it does for a human being. But my passion lies with the children and with the players, whether they are adults or whether they are young kids. I have a great passion for children, and being on the forefront of organizing tournaments and being an arbiter, and you know, everything that goes with that, that is just amazing. I cannot tell you where chess has taken us, what I've experienced, what I've seen, the good, the bad, the ugly. I've been there. If you can think of it, I've probably seen it. I've probably dealt with it. In terms of chess for my own child, I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. And you know, it's there's this perception that chess is only for clever people, or chess is only, and I don't like that statement, because the biggest lesson that I've learned as a person in terms of chess is from a child who has Asperger's syndrome, and that is something that's very, very, very special to me, and I wouldn't have changed it for the world. So if I could have my way, we would have chess in every single school in South Africa. because I really believe in what chess does. And, you know, watching the chess players among other children, they are a different species, they're a different breed,
Yeah.
they think different, they just, you know, and they are on another level, they're on another level.
Yeah.
So I love what chess does.
The first tournament I saw you was SAJCC, and you were guiding kids. I think, the coach of one of the teams. Not sure which union I was representing at the first time. That's when I realized that you can actually do a lot, because my angle has always been from the technical aspect, the coaching aspect of chess, and when I saw you handle a kid who was crying, that's when I realized, like, oh no, that there's a big room for chess, for parents especially, who understand what it takes, you know, to deal with a child's trauma during a tournament. And that was the first time I saw you, and I just thought, well, you know, like, you're just involved at arbiter level. But I was just telling Samantha earlier that I went to Malanga, I think that was the last, just before the pandemic, and to the tournament you organized, and you organized a brilliant tournament, which I really enjoyed. Are there any plans, any time for your club to arrange such a tournament?
You know, Ruben, currently, not for this year. We've done a couple of tournaments this year. We will definitely look at something big for next year. The thing is just, you know, we must find sponsors, because to host a tournament like the Mpumalanga Open, that's not something that you can just do as a club. I only started my club about 2 or 3 years ago, so we are very new, and we're still building up funds. So, you know, for me to, when you want to host a tournament, you really need a lot of sponsors, and I think that's one of the challenges of chess, is to find proper sponsors. It's not something that just comes running to you, because it's very difficult to show them that they do get value for their money.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping to do something big again next year. Something that's FIDE rated, because in the meanwhile I also qualified as a FIDE arbiter.
Oh, fantastic.
So, so we, unfortunately, on this side, we don't really get a lot of
FIDE-rated tournaments.
To the FIDE tournaments. We have to drive to Gauteng. And that was the reason why I qualified as a FIDE arbiter as well, is to have FIDE-rated tournaments here, and to give our players also, you know, to open those doors for them to work on their FIDE ratings.
Yeah, something that you also did, which was a little bit unprecedented at the time, was you asked me to come and train trainers. These were trainers that were just servicing the area where you were.
Yes.
And at the time you were doing it, it wasn't a common thing. What view do you see? Because this is an almost non-existent concept in most federations, the training of trainers. Why were you motivated to do that?
You know, for the smaller regions, we do have senior players who do their best to help the kids, but there's no, you know, I think there's about 1 or 2 specialist trainers, you know, specialists where they charge and they coach, but they're not formally trained. So they are just normal chess players who's giving chess lessons to kids.
Yeah.
So for me, I think, you know, whenever I go to the big tournaments in Gauteng and I arbiter there, or when we go to the SAJCC, and you see all these big unions who arrive with like specialist coaches. I've seen at the closed where I arbitered once, there's a child who came with a coach for openings, a coach for middle game, and a coach for end game. And I thought, what? Okay, so this is new, and we need to get all. It's one thing for me to qualify and get more arbiters, and it's we can, but we need to work on the trainers because
Yeah.
you need to get trainers on the right level to train the kids. Otherwise, what are we doing? We're just going to chase our tails, and we're not going to be able to be competitive.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So that's definitely an area. Then, as a trainer, one of the things that you run into is obviously no one wants to see their child struggle or not win or not be happy. And of course, there's the extreme side where there's an expectation that they should never lose. And how did you balance it with Zuan? Because it seems like he was a person who really took a loss quite well and had his successes and so on. How did you manage that?
Ruben, that is a very, very, very important point that you bring up there, and it's something that is very close to my heart. For me, with my own child, the thing for me, let's put it this way, chess players are perfectionists.
Yeah.
That they are very, very hard on themselves. So you don't, as a parent or as a coach or as a teacher, you don't need to put additional pressure on these kids. They are already so hard on themselves. They take a loss so hard just by their nature. So for me, to say, to fight with him afterwards if he lost, or to, I've seen horrific things as an arbiter. I would never ever do that because just by nature he's already hard on himself. And I always said to him that to lose is fine. It's really fine. As long as you lose against somebody who's better than you. Losing against somebody that's not on the same level, or, that's a bit tough, and you must go and ask yourself why. But I never needed to do that with him. I wouldn't have to shout, or, obviously you're disappointed, and you know that you should have won, or whatever. But I learned as a parent to deal with that, and to rather internalize my frustration and let him deal with his emotions at that stage, because obviously he's also going through emotion. So, for me, and I've really seen things, and I want to speak, if there's parents here that can, that listens to me, I want to tell you that, I know the bigger federations, they open their tournaments up and the parents are inside the walls and they are allowed to spectate. Me, I close the doors and it's just me and the players on the inside, and we have so much fun because I've seen that there's not the pressure that comes with parents and coaches watching them all the time like hawks. And, even just gesturing when they make a move. And that child already is so unsettled because now they wonder what was wrong with that move. So I just ban them. They have fun outside. I have fun inside. And so for me, I've seen children sit inside that wall who have lost, and they would go out and they could not tell their parents that they lost. They lie. And they go out there and they say that they won, even though they lost.
And yet it's going to be found out on the results eventually.
They will find out, but there we go. Hello. I just put me back. Okay.
Hey, how are you?
Fine, and you?
I'm good. I can't see you guys, but oh yes, there you go. Did you get a technical expert?
Yeah, I got IT in.
Oh, fantastic. There you go. Now we can see you.
Yeah. So what I want to say, I've seen kids that don't even want to leave the wall. I've seen children that don't want to make that last move, that we'll call checkmate. They can't do that
Yeah, yeah.
and lose because of what's waiting outside for them.
Oh, I see. I
And
see.
that breaks my heart.
Yeah, yeah. No, it shouldn't be like that.
I've really seen terrible things, and also you can ask so many arbiters who have seen these things. Please don't break these children. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. It's just a sport.
Yeah, yeah.
It does not define who they are. Please don't fight with these children when they lose. They will fight with themselves.
No, no. That's actually quite nice to have that viewpoint and to hear from someone who's gone through. For me, because I am a player, I can understand. It is frustrating as a parent. At the same time, I know also the other side of it as a player. So it's not that difficult. I let him be whatever it is that he has to deal with, and I've never had a scenario where he stopped enjoying the game. He'll be frustrated that he lost, and then eventually midweek you would see him working on his own. So that advice I think I can take, and I think it's really worth it. I really don't get involved that much, except did you win, or if you didn't win, it's okay next time. It is a game at the end of the day. It's just a game.
Exactly.
For them, especially.
I don't think that we are currently. We have the next world number one.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think we all just relax and enjoy the game for what it is.
Yeah, yeah. No, absolutely. And then I guess I'm not sure which tournament I'll meet with you next. I don't know if you've got any parting words for our listeners before I let you go.
No. I don't know where we will go next, but for everybody playing chess, work hard.
Yeah.
Work with your trainer, work with your coach, your parents, but at the end of the day, please just enjoy it. Don't let it become a bother to you. Don't let people break you down. Just play your game and be yourself. Have fun.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe I'll see you guys soon. I don't know.
Greywood says thank you so much for those wise words. Greywood is the machine behind everything we are doing here. He's really amazing. He set up everything. So thank you so much, Karen. I really appreciate. I know the tennis world needs you also.
Yeah, I'm busy.
Thank you so much. So lovely to speak to you, and I'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye. There you go. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh, it ended as a checkmate for. Checkmate. Let's see if Chopin was saying does Queen F2 work? Oh, no, it was Nika side. Queen F2, Rook takes check, Rook check. Ooh, yeah, Queen F2 works. Queen F2 would have worked also. King takes, Rook check. Wherever the king goes, there's mates coming. No, but okay, that doesn't really work because after, he could escape this way. It wasn't properly working, but the move he played, Rook takes, Rook takes, Rook takes, Queen here, check, mate, works. Yeah, you would win the exchange. Chopin. Welcome. Chopin, welcome. I haven't spoken to you in a long time. Okay, but this was a nice mate. I think White at some point really just played some moves which going after this pawn and not fixing this situation was a big mistake. So here. What type of a mate is it? A checkmate? Yeah, this thinking is the whole idea of trying to trap the bishop. Didn't work out well. I mean, if White wanted to trap this bishop after G4,
The mate that works.
bishop here, he just puts himself in a knot here. I think the idea of trying to trap the bishop just didn't work so well. Should have put first of all the rooks on the open file and then improved the position from there. Because his pieces were all tied up in a corner here.
I will lose because I'm a bot. Like, those people have interesting names.
What is
I will lose because I'm a bot.
and one piece is greatest.
There's pie shop.
There's pie shop, yeah.
There's chocolate, baby chocolate.
Maybe chocolate. There's also what? Cat what?
Cat girl.
Cat girl, yeah.
2010.
Yeah. What is happening? Oh, someone should be resigning.
Why can't you copy? Why can't you go up and you can take out the column stuff? It's Emily, right?
Emlyn, yeah.
Yeah, Emlyn. Who's Emlyn?
Yeah, Emlyn, yeah. That's Greywood's daughter. Okay, so our next interview is the president of the Western Cape.
He gets paid.
Who's this? Okay, what's happening here? HP Ethan is playing against Joe Yanaka. What happened in 1793? It's not maybe it's London, I think. Yeah, it's a London.
It's London.
It's an opening called the London system. It's a little bit dull, so.
Maybe 1793 because he's an old
I don't.
If they actually
Maybe
stand
it's 17, 9, 3
for what?
for dates. I don't.
17, no, you can't be born in 2003, that's an old man. But 20,
Listen, if you start calling people who were born in 2003 old men, there's a lot of people who are hate.
oh, maybe March 3 September 2017. Maybe it's a birthday. He was born in 1970. Maybe it's 3 September 2017.
I'm not gonna put any thought into this direction of
Maybe.
into this line of questioning. Let's take Dara and Kevin. They just got dropped.
Hmm?
Kevin and
They're
just
not
got
there.
dropped. Yeah, I think from the parking.
Okay.
Okay. I'm the face of the people who are doing the hard work. I always welcome. Yeah, I collect trophies. I do the difficult tasks. Collect trophies, take pictures, attend the award ceremony. Good jet, exactly. Yeah. And look, today I even got a nice jacket to do it with. I doubt Paul got a jacket. He works in the background. No jackets for them. They're already doing a lot of work running around. They are warm. There's no need. We can't be doing that with resources. I have to tell Mesha. Okay, good. So now we're waiting for our next interviewee. Your jacket must have gold trimmings. Listen, we've got some Adidas t-shirts for you from Belleville Straight. We will print something on them nicely, which will say hardworking or something like that. gold trimmings. These ones are nice, I must say. They're very warm also. Dash must be hiding something. He's been so difficult to get hold of. I've been trying to get him involved, but no luck. He's in Gauteng. I think he left yesterday for Gauteng. Kira does not have enough budget for a size. Chopin is betting on black. Chopin, we've got a maestro checkers player here, Samantha, who bets on checkers. So if you're betting on black,
I'm also rooting for.
I'm not happy with White's position, I must say. And I've been, for some reason, I think maybe because I'm just sitting facing it from White's perspective, I've been trying to figure out how to improve the knight maybe. Yeah, this was also an idea. But knight d2 seems necessary.
Is there money involved in this betting?
We are targeting people who won the Greyhounds tournament yesterday. We've been trying to get them in to interview.
Why does Greywood's jacket? Why must his jacket have gold trimming?
Well, because also here's what normally happens. Greyhound does the difficult stuff in the background. When it comes to pictures, I do the pictures.
Face of the brand.
Yeah, face of the brand. Yeah. I collect awards. So he always says I'm the golden jet. You know, like Kevin Hart in the one with the Central Intelligence with The Rock. Golden jet was like the popular one. Yet the effective one was. I drink drugs now.
Blue sweet one.
But
Don't stop fish.
yeah, so Greywood wants a jacket also. I'm just thinking.
You can't do it now.
So anyway, but Sims moves. I bet on stockfish.
And we're supposed to have a guest on Zoom.
Yeah, we've got a guest coming up soon. The reason why I didn't like this partly was that after you play it, there's no. Maybe you can just go knight d4.
I don't know. I'm rooting for Ethan.
Ethan, HP Ethan, 1793. You don't just shift your bets like
I
that.
don't get to change. If he plays knight d4, he'll be stuck.
Hmm?
If he plays knight d4, he'll be stuck.
What do you mean?
If white plays knight d4,
Yeah.
he'll be stuck.
Okay.
He can do an exchange or a sacrifice.
Yeah, exchange.
But with the queen, it's worth it.
Oh, I mean, there is an exchange. There is an exchange to be had after knight d4, but he should have just done it.
Already.
But I don't know what he imagined was after here. Because for white, if bishop takes, this is good for white because you lose a very important dark squared piece.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you have a lot of weaknesses.
So where's the checkers tournament?
We reserve the checkers tournament for like players who can't play. So that's why when Dash is around, we do the checkers thing.
Also, we don't disclose the location
Yeah.
because there's money involved. Who send you a
In
secret?
Russia, they regard checkers seriously.
How though? Like,
I don't know.
it's so easy to win.
It's not.
It's easy.
It's not. Because you're playing people who don't know. Industrial workers and stuff like that. That's normally who like gets
Sorry, are
exposed.
you saying industrial workers?
Well, like I don't think they're known necessarily for their like intelligence and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like these guys that play what do you call it? They play professionally. They train and stuff. What were you thinking I was gonna be say? I'm afraid to say that they are smart. Mr. President.
Hi, good day, colleagues. How are you?
I'm good. I don't have your video. What's happening? Are you hiding? You've got people looking for you or something.
Yeah, you will never know, ne? I'm trying to connect my video. I don't know what is wrong. Let me try to see your camera is being used by other apps.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me just quickly.
You normally use Google Meet, so turn that off.
Yeah, but this is a new computer, so I don't know why. What's happening?
Ah,
Something happening?
Mr. President, if you bought yourself a new computer, I would like to say I myself need a new computer.
Ruben, I'm gonna try to just log out, maybe restart my computer and then I'll log in again.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, that is Mr. Andre Lavax. He's gonna come back in. He is the president of Chess Western Cape. You know what Dash went to Joburg to do? Dash is playing in a competition of Magic the Gathering, and yeah, well, we wish him well. Wink, wink. What can I say? He actually really enjoys this, and he does well in those tournaments. The weirdest thing is, yeah, he does Magic. The weirdest thing
that's
about
magic.
Yeah.
So when you say the magic, I thought it was the name of a.
it's a game.
Wow.
He's thinking of getting married later on in the year and raising a family.
What does that have to do? You want to say very important.
No, I'm just saying, yeah, he's currently playing Magic. But a lot of people, like a lot of adults play
Oh,
this
you
game.
just said yeah.
She went to say that. A lot of people played. I mean, it was weird for me when I first heard it. But a lot of things, I think my parents would be very worried about the interest of things I have now, or the things I'm okay with.
With people doing.
Yeah. I know for certain, like, you know, like you grow up thinking doing certain things is just not an option. But after a while, you find yourself doing them. Yeah. So magic was one of those sports that I never thought I'd really consider or think about, but yeah, it does. Imagine time where you're wasting time playing chess. Exactly, it's there. Yeah, there are some religions where chess is not allowed, which is quite interesting because it's regarded as a waste of time. So, yeah. This game seems to be not moving really. White is not as bad as he was earlier. Because black also has a problem with his light squared bishop and his rooks and so on. If the problem for white is he cannot afford to open up the position because the bishops just become strong. But if he doesn't open up the position, it's not so easy to find the correct plan for him. He would like to put the knight here, but then where next? Now white maybe black wants to push maybe e5. I think this is the in Iran. I believe they ban chess. Oh, I didn't know that, but yeah, I know that. I think in some religions they definitely have a problem with any game like this. But often whenever you see a rule which doesn't seem to make sense, there was a time when it made sense and that time moved or changed, but the rule remained or something like that. I think here, white if he has time, he should try to play queen e2, and if e5 comes, that might be a little bit difficult. Knight b5. Not easy to. Maybe that time is coming back. We cannot live in fear of the past, Chopin.
In Iran, I believe they banned chess. Why?
Oh, in some religions, they have this concept that tournaments or like events, which like chess Western.
Really?
If they were banning magic, I would understand, but chess. Sometimes I look at Dash and think, does he think he's a magician? I'm not sure. I need to ask him.
Maybe it's just one of his passions.
Okay.
Just like chess is your passion.
Okay.
Some people look at you and think, do you think? I actually think that
Does
guy-
he really?
Does he really?
When Chase was young, he was asked at school, like, so what does your dad do? And he didn't know. So he came to me and he said, and I said, well, listen, I play chess and I teach chess and stuff. So he went to school. He says, my dad plays
Chess.
for a living. No, he just said he plays for a living.
That was accurate though. He plays for a living. It's the same game that Chopin bet on.
Yeah. Yeah, he believes he does, Chopin. He believes he does. If you ask him, he's got an even grander opinion of that same idea. It's interesting to see how you solve this problem. Instead of solving the problem, he creates a problem. I'm not sure why he played a3. If he was worried about a3 being played, that was not a problem. He would just play b3. You know, but I guess you have to make a move at some point. It was better to start thinking about how to play this king side, maybe. I was thinking maybe g4 followed by f5, but even that won't work. The position is just structurally bad. Another possibility was maybe queen here. If I was black, I would just simply play bishop d7. This is the last piece, connect the rooks b6. He wants to do the same, but this move I really don't like that much, even though the bishop
It's
is
too direct.
yeah. Yeah, e5 was an idea which, but black doesn't have to hurry because now it really shows that white doesn't have a plan. I would just simply improve the pieces. It's b6, fully controlling the dark squares.
The next move he does is f3.
Sure?
h3. So what you guys are saying is if you're controlling the dark, if you control the dark squares, you've got more. Like if you occupy more dark squares, you've got more leverage.
Not really. It depends with the position. For instance, in this position, you see these central pawns are on light squares, right? It makes this light squared bishop very weak.
Oh, because they're blocking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas the dark squares, the dark squared bishop is actually very strong. So, black would be trying to exchange this bishop.
Because she's in a weak position.
This is a weak piece.
Why do I keep referring to the bishop as her?
Do you think it's, yeah, I think because it's, never mind.
It's fine.
What do you mean it's fine? You can
Let's
say it. Why didn't you say something wrong and see what we can do?
I did not have any luck. I've even called Sondre now.
And you didn't win.
I didn't win.
Can I ask you something? On the camera on your left,
Yes, you can. On the, sorry?
on your camera on your left, do you have a selection of different cameras that are available?
So the piece is her. Right?
My male team actually wins a lot, like a male chess team.
So what are you trying to do?
I'm just saying the set I have at home. Unless you're saying your set is like the Dora Milaje.
Oh yeah, the rook is a man. The knight obviously is a man. The bishop is a woman. The queen is a woman. The king. Look at him.
Did you see? Andre? Oh.
I also
So
called
the
my,
king is also a woman.
What is it?
I called my technician, but that is also not helping.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
For the phone technician,
which camera is chosen?
no.
Anyway, Mr. President, I won't be taking a lot of your time. I wanted to just say, first of all, welcome.
And Andre is connecting to audio and cannot hear you yet.
Oh, I see. Okay, we'll
King is also a woman. Thank you.
get. How did white get black get this position? It's just good.
Seems
For,
locked, right? Like
No.
hello.
There's no options for any other videos.
No worries. It's okay. We can actually just speak like this. Welcome. How are you?
I'm doing very well, and yourself?
I'm
I
good.
can see the two of you at least.
Thank you. Happy birthday is in order. I hope you had a good one.
Thank you very much. It was wonderful.
Happy birthday.
Spent the whole day with. Thank you very much for that. I've spent the whole day with my family, no chess, and that was just excellent and relaxing.
No, so I thought I'd invite you to our Curro Cup tournament, just because I know we work together, so there is no. You're not a new person to me, but I thought it would be nice for you to sort of share what your viewpoint about chess in school is, chess in schools in general is, and what plans at Western Cape are there to bring chess to a wider audience.
I think maybe first of all, we know there's a huge body of evidence how chess assists children with cognitive development, social skills, etc., etc. And I think that is just appropriate. That chess should be actually at the center of school curriculum, and I think that is important that we advocate for that. I must say, if you chess in the Western chess, school chess is the heartbeat of chess of the federation chess because it feeds the whole system. It feeds the development of the child, but also the development of adults. And if we look at, I must say, I'm really amazed with the progress that has been made by the school structures and schools like Curro, for instance, that looking at offering a curriculum for young chess players. And if you look at how these chess players, because there's a dedicated focus, how these chess players is also excelling internationally. I think if I look back with the work that Curro and other schools are doing,
Yeah.
there's a tremendous progress.
Yeah.
Because we've seen in the past the children used to restrict themselves, or parents restrict the children, and educators restricted the children to specific age groups. Now the children discovered that chess is not about age groups, that the mind is powerful and they can compete against anyone. And I think that is amazing, because we've seen young players all over the Western Cape playing against adults, and they are doing excellent. Their ratings is just increasing. I think the exposure is great, and I think that what you guys are doing here, also teaching kids how to use technology.
Uh-huh.
So in the past, it's just that you need to go and sit behind your board and compete against your opponent. Now you see that children learn that there's many other options.
Yeah.
It's not only over the board, but you need to use technology and a variety of skills actually to strengthen your game. And I think that is the amazing part. In the past, people used to be scared of technology. The kids are not scared of technology anymore. They can compete against anyone, anywhere. They can play internationally. It makes the world so small, and it puts that world in a classroom where people can just compete globally, and that is the amazing part of chess.
Yeah.
And anyone can do that.
I think that's something I really didn't think about with regards to this tournament. I mean, like, here we are. We've got all the Curro schools playing in a tournament from wherever they are. This would not have been possible. I mean, imagine the costs of trying to get all these schools in the same place to conduct this tournament. All of that bypassed in one day, and kids have connected and they've played chess. And also something you mentioned there, which also is quite amazing, is that there are certain kids we would never have reached if we had tried to organize an over-the-board event that have made it in this tournament. So, yeah, those are angles I really didn't think of. And from your point of view, given resources, is this something that could be utilized with rural schools?
Definitely, and I think what you guys are doing is actually creating new options. And I think if I look at Curro in general, you guys are setting the pace, and other schools are learning. And perhaps the rural schools can also learn how can we apply this model across the province. In rural schools, we still struggle with connectivity. Not all the schools have access to computers, and sometimes the internet signal is not working well. There's no internet in some of the schools, and the reception is just bad. So I think there is a little bit of a disadvantage. But I think with what you guys are doing here is just showing the chess world that there's much more options. And I think I've also liked the way that how Curro is interacting with those schools. In where those schools can just learn. So that is what I would call that there's no selfishness. There's a big heart of sharing and caring, and that is what you're showing the chess community. So we can bridge the divide.
Yeah, I must say that's actually quite nice, because I remember about 4 weeks ago, a Department of Cultural Affairs asked Curro to send me to speak to about 50 trainers that are being deployed in rural schools, and the management here was quite happy to make sure that I went there and spoke with the trainers and showed them what we are doing, to give them like some guidance on curriculums and stuff like that, on what they can do when they get to their areas of operations. And it's quite nice also for me, coming from the viewpoint of not knowing how they work within this system, and seeing that they are very much interested in also seeing that other models of education also get exposure to this kind of stuff. So in a way, it has been also a learning curve for me to see how sort of the private sector interacts with the public sector and achieve common goals. Because at the end of the day, the common element um, is that these institutions are there to help the kids, and by sharing knowledge and resources, we sort of give each other an opportunity to learn from one another and benefit those kids.
Ruben, what I like about the model that you guys implement is that besides making chess a competitive sport, you make it fun and you make it funky. I like the branding that you guys are using. In the past, chess used to be seen as just a boring game for nerds. Now, chess are being seen as a very attractive sport, and the way that Curro use their own branding and rebrand chess brings a new element to the game, and it set new standards as well. And I must say, the type of discipline that you are doing it, you bring chess not only in a competitive space, but you also bring it in the classroom, and I think that is the niche that other schools can also learn of. And I think maybe perhaps in the next few years we'll be able to learn from the type of structures that are being established. There isn't many schools, and I speak under correction as well, that they actually have a structure with a head coach and supporting staff and looking at how do we brand the game, how do we make chess a fun sport, and I think that is just wonderful. I've seen and I've looked at some of your results in the past with the top schools and so on, and how you guys have stand out against many other schools in the different age groups and winning most of those age group categories, which means that the model that you're implementing is starting to pay off and it is working. Yes, we know that Curro traditionally is a strong school to play against, but over the last 2 years, we've seen that actually you went from strength to strength, where you haven't actually in the past won all the age groups. You're starting to do it now. So I think the model, and I want to get there, is that with the structure, and I think that is what we can teach other schools, is what is the type of structure that needs to be in place, what is the type of support systems that needs to be in place, but also bringing pride in the game, because the kids associate with the branding and everything else, and it makes them feel so proud to be part of the team, and the team culture becomes so important. And I think that is the kind of things, and maybe we can present that at some stage. Maybe there's other schools also that have different models, and we need to learn from one another and share share these type of models so that we all excel together.
No, thank you so much, Mr. Levax. Tell me, is there something you'd like to share before we let you go with the wider audience and our listeners?
Yeah, I just want to thank the wider audience and the listeners, to say thank you for blessing us with what you're doing and allowing us to learn and to have fun. And yes, we're doing this online. We'll see each other in person soon, and then we will have fun over the board and compete. So thank you very much, and keep doing what you're doing, and keep inspiring people, because that is what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Have a blessed day.
That is Mr. Arne Levax, President of the Western Cape Chess Association. Thank you so much, and have a lovely day.
Thank you very much. Keep well.
That was quite nice. Thank you so much. Okay, so now back to the chess. I've been actually following this game. I was speaking to Andre, and Black actually has got a better structure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way his pieces are set up.
Yeah. The way his bank account is set up. That is bad. I have to bring back the. Okay. Interesting way of doing it. Okay, now you just go king here. Now it's maybe a little bit of a zooks one.
Why didn't you
Just to move the
go
rook
to
somewhere.
H1?
This is good. This is very good. Okay. It makes you. It's not bad at all. King checks. Because he has to keep you tied to this pawn. Take. I would attack this now. That pawn move was useless. You should check. Okay. Now the problem with this is exactly that. Take. You see, white is gonna reach this pawn
Yeah.
first. This is bad. I would take anyway. Oh yeah. Take whichever way. Take twice. And then take this pawn and it's winning.
You know, white wins.
Yeah, what's this way is gonna win anyway. You know? He's gonna win anyway. As it is. 1, 2, 1, 2.
You last.
This is not like a Shagata hit here.
See what the danger is now.
So he's gonna take this pawn. Take that. Yeah, okay, that's a nice move. That's so who should be rocking here.
Oh, it's okay.
He takes now with check. And he checks him again. This is what we were talking about. Now he takes the pawn. He takes the pawn. Then he comes here. This is also right. Now he can push this pawn.
Okay.
And then sacrifice the queen. Sacrifice. That's what sacrifice means. But remember, these guys came down to like
3 seconds.
Yeah.
4 seconds.
but this is the power of increment, right? A few seconds here, a few seconds there. It all adds up. The king is also a woman. I forget which country Chopin was from. I think it's from Croatia.
Isn't Chopin a musician?
Not that Chopin, I mean this
Oh, okay.
Chopin. Chess Chopin.
Okay.
Obviously, you get the idea of what he does. He chops at chess. He was the one who was saying these people have got interesting names. So the queen has to move away from here. Very good. Otherwise, it's stalemate. Now this pawn can match.
And create another queen.
Okay, this is a first mate. We've played 4 rounds of 6. Under 18, what's happening in the under 18s? Okay, so we're going to take a short break and then we'll come